Welcome to Winging It with Walt, the podcast where Walt Florio brings you the ramblings from inside of his demented mind. I'm Walt Florio, and let's dig in. On our previous shows, we took a look at how the top 15 pitchers in the Baltimore Orioles farm system for the statistics of ERA, WHIP, and strikeouts per 9 innings compared to that of the top 15 pitchers in the Boston Red Sox farm system, the top 15 pitchers in the New York Yankees farm system, and the top 15 pitchers in the Toronto Blue Jays farm system. We found out that the Orioles farm system has a large advantage over that of the Boston Red Sox farm system. We found out that the Orioles farm system has a moderate advantage over that of the New York Yankees farm system. And we found out that the Orioles farm system has a large advantage over that of the Toronto Blue Jays farm system. On today's show, we are going to be taking a look at the top 15 prospects in the Orioles farm system for the statistics of ERA, WHIP, and strikeouts per 9 innings, and comparing them to that of the top 15 pitchers in the Tampa Bay Rays system. Let's get started with ERA. The number one pitcher in the Orioles farm system in ERA is K. Smith, who has an ERA of 1.04. The number one pitcher in the Rays farm system in ERA is P. Battenfield, who has an ERA of 1.45. Number two pitcher in the Orioles farm system in ERA is Jay Prezina, who has an ERA of 1.06. The number two pitcher in the Rays farm system in ERA is C. Wilcox, who has an ERA of 1.69. The number three pitcher in the Orioles farm system in ERA is G. Rodriguez, who has an ERA of 1.35. The number three pitcher in the Rays farm system in ERA is Jay Murray, who has an ERA of 1.93. Number four pitcher in the Orioles farm system in ERA is I. Felice, who has an ERA of 1.59. Number four pitcher in the Rays farm system ERA is T. Romero, who has an ERA of 1.96. Number five pitcher in the Orioles farm system ERA is K. Bradish, who has an ERA of 1.97. Number five pitcher in the Rays farm system ERA is J. Doxakis, who has an ERA of 2.43. The number six pitcher in the Orioles farm system ERA is Ended Neuer, who has an ERA of 2.01. The number six pitcher in the Rays farm system ERA is S. Baz, who has an ERA of 2.48. Number seven pitcher in the Orioles farm system ERA is B. Knight, who has an ERA of 2.43. Number seven pitcher in the Rays farm system ERA is D. Enns, who has an ERA of 2.66. Number eight pitcher in the Orioles farm system ERA is B. Young, who has an ERA of 2.59. Number eight pitcher in the Rays farm system ERA is J. Lopez, who has an ERA of 2.96. The number nine pitcher in the Orioles farm system ERA is C. Gillespie, who has an ERA of 2.73. The number 9 pitcher in the Rays farm system ERA is F. Correa, who has an ERA of 3.12. Number 10 pitcher in the Orioles farm system ERA is K. Brnovich, who has an ERA of 2.79. The number 10 pitcher in the Rays farm system ERA is J. Lasorsa, who has an ERA of 3.20. The number 11 pitcher in the Orioles farm system ERA is R. Wilson, who has an ERA of 3.00. The number 11 pitcher in the Rays farm system ERA is T. Bradley, who has an ERA of 3.28. Number 12 pitcher in the Orioles farm system ERA is C. Bishop, who has an ERA of 3.07. Number 12 pitcher in the Rays farm system in ERA is Z. Tragitin, who has an ERA of 3.62. Number 13 pitcher in the Orioles farm system ERA is D. Hall, who has an ERA of 3.13. Number 13 pitcher in the Rays farm system ERA is B. Plasmeyer, who has an ERA of 3.64. Number 14 pitcher in the Orioles farm system ERA is O. Peralta, who has an ERA of 3.20. The number 14 pitcher in the Rays farm system ERA is T. Ryan, who has an ERA of 4.21. Number 15 pitcher in the Orioles farm system ERA is D. LeBron, who has an ERA of 3.38. The number 15 pitcher in the Rays farm system ERA is B. Brecht, who has an ERA of 4.35. Let's move on and take a look at WHIP. The number one pitcher in the Orioles farm system in WHIP is G. Rodriguez, who has a WHIP of 0.78. Number one pitcher in the Rays farm system in WHIP is J. Doxakis, who has a WHIP of 0.64. Number two pitcher in the Orioles farm system in WHIP is B. Knight, who has a WHIP of 0.83. Number two system in the Rays farm system in WHIP is J. Murray, who has a WHIP of 0.70. Number three pitcher in the Orioles farm system in WHIP is C. Gillespie, who has a WHIP of 0.87. Number three pitcher in the Rays farm system in WHIP is P. Pattenfield, who has a WHIP of 0.74. Number four pitcher in the Orioles farm system in WHIP is K. Brnovich, who has a WHIP of 0.93. Number four pitcher in the Rays farm system in WHIP is S. Baz, who has a WHIP of 0.74. Number five pitcher in the Orioles farm system in WHIP is R. Wilson, who has a whip of 0.93. The number 5 pitcher in the Rays farm system in whip is C. Wilcox, who has a whip of 0.78. The number 6 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in whip is Jay Perzino, who has a whip of 0.94. The number 6 pitcher in the Rays farm system in whip is D. Enns, who has a whip of 0.89. Number 7 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in whip is D. Hall, who has a whip of 1.01. The number 7 pitcher in the Rays farm system in whip is T. Ryan, who has a whip of 0.95. The number 8 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in whip is K. Smith, who has a whip of 1.08. Number 8 pitcher in the Rays farm system in whip is T. Romero, who has a whip of 1.04. The number 9 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in whip is B. Young, who has a whip of 1.11. The number 9 pitcher in the Rays farm system in whip is B. Brecht, who has a whip of 1.07. Number 10 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in whip is O. Peralta, who has a whip of 1.12. The number 10 pitcher in the Rays farm system in whip is J. Lopez, who has a whip of 1.11. The number 11 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in whip is C. Bishop, who has a whip of 1.13. The number 11 pitcher in the Rays farm system in whip is Z. Tragerton, who has a whip of 1.13. Number 12 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in whip is D. Rom, who has a whip of 1.17. Number 12 pitcher in the Rays system for whip is J. Lasorsa, who has a whip of 1.15. Number 13 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in whip is I. Felice, who has a whip of 1.19. Number 13 pitcher in the Rays farm system in whip is T. Myers, who has a whip of 1.15. The number 14 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in whip is Z. Peak, who has a whip of 1.21. Number 14 pitcher in the Rays farm system in whip is M. Plasmeyer, who has a whip of 1.18. Number 15 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in whip is N. Denoyer, who has a whip of 1.23. Number 15 pitcher in the Rays farm system in whip is T. Bradley, who has a whip of 1.22. Let's move on and take a look at strikeouts per 9 innings pitched. The number 1 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in K per 9 is D. Hall, who has 15.9 K per 9. Number 1 pitcher in the Rays farm system for K per 9 is J. Lopez, who has 15.2 K per 9. Number 2 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in K per 9 is D. LeBron, who has 15.2 K per 9. Number 2 pitcher in the Rays farm system in K per 9 is P. Battenfield, who has 14.2 K per 9. Number 3 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in K per 9 is G. Rodriguez, who has 14.6 K per 9. Number 3 pitcher in the Rays farm system in K per 9 is T. Bradley, who has 13.9 K per 9. Number 4 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in K per 9 is K. Bradish, who has 13.8 K per 9. Number 4 pitcher in the Rays farm system in K per 9 is S. Baz, who has 13.5 K per 9. Number 5 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in K per 9 is K. Smith, who has 12.8 K per 9. The number 5 pitcher in the Rays farm system in K per 9 is T. Romero, who has 12.9 K per 9. The number 6 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in K per 9 is K. Bernovich, who has 12.7 K per 9. The number 6 pitcher in the Rays farm system in K per 9 is J. Doxaxis, who has 12.7 K per 9. Number 7 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in K per 9 is O. Peralta, who has 12.4 K per 9. The number 7 pitcher in the Rays farm system in K per 9 is J. Ryan, who has 12.6 K per 9. Number 8 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in K per 9 is Z. Peak, who has 12.2 K per 9. Number 8 pitcher in the Rays farm system in K per 9 is T. Myers, who has 10.7 K per 9. The number 9 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in K per 9 is Jimmy Clardy, who has 12.0 K per 9. The number 9 pitcher in the Rays farm system in K per 9 is D. Stratman, who has 10.4 K per 9. The number 10 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in K per 9 is R. Wilson, who has 11.4 K per 9. The number 10 pitcher in the Rays farm system in K per 9 is M. Plasmeyer, who has 10.0 K per 9. The number 11 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in K per 9 is C. Bishop, who has 11.4 K per 9. The number 11 pitcher in the Rays farm system in K per 9 is D. Enns, who has 9.9 K per 9. Number 12 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in K per 9 is B. Young, who has 11.1 K per 9. The number 12 pitcher in the Rays farm system in K per 9 is C. Wilcox, who has 9.0 K per 9. Number 13 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in K per 9 is N. Denoyer, who has 11.1 K per 9. Number 13 pitcher in the Rays farm system in K per 9 is M. Mercado, who has 9.0 K per 9. Number 14 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in K per 9 is Jay Perzino, who has 10.6 K per 9. Number 14 pitcher in the Rays system in K per 9 is J. Lopez, who has 8.9 K per 9. Number 15 pitcher in the Orioles farm system in K per 9 is D. Rom, who has 10.5 K per 9. The number 15 pitcher in the Rays farm system in K per 9 is Z Tragerton, who has 8.9 K per 9. Let's wrap things up. The stats in this show are stats that have been compiled through the games on June 15th, 2021. Now, looking at number of pitchers with an ERA of under 3.50, the Orioles farm system has 15, compared to the Rays farm system having only 11. Pitchers with a WHIP of under 1.25, the Orioles farm system has 15. The Rays farm system also has 15. And pitchers with 10 or more strikeouts per 9 innings pitched, the Orioles farm system has 15, compared to the Rays farm system with 10. The Rays and Orioles farm systems compare very equally in WHIP. However, the Orioles, in both ERA and strikeouts per 9 innings pitched, have an advantage over the Rays, which is why I give the overall advantage in pitching to the Baltimore Orioles over that of the Tampa Bay Rays. This video is also another example of why I'm using 15 pitchers and not, say, 5 or 10, because I believe that the depth in the Orioles farm system is what gives them advantage over a lot of other teams in Major League Baseball's farm systems. When you're comparing the best of the best farm systems, depth is what separates them. I would like to thank everyone who took a listen to this show. I'd like you to please like this video, comment on the video, share the video on your social media outlets, and subscribe to my page. Thank you for listening, and I will talk to you all again later. Have a good night.